everybody and welcome back to the Valley, the old farm. That Unimog that I've been looking for has been found. Decided to get it in red. Also I decided just to give myself it, given I had one already. But there you go. That's a thing that happened. Don't think into it too much. And I found out what was wrong. Well, I didn't find out what was wrong with, but I found a solution to the little bale issue we were having in the previous episode. It seems to be a bug with the baler, probably down to one of the many mods I have. So I've replaced it, I sold it, and then legitimately bought this Massey Ferguson baler, which actually makes slightly bigger bales. The other good thing about this Unimog is it has a PTO shaft. Very, very nice. Very happy about that. But this baler makes them slightly bigger, and it is ridiculously cheap. So just to make sure that everything was going to work, I did do a bale off camera. Well, I made a few bales with the old baler just to make sure it wasn't a problem with a particular save. And that bale that was rolled off down there, with a funky ground texture, seems to be spazzing out a little bit down there on the road. But anyway, we have this baler that works. I can wrap these bales and they're slightly bigger. So it is a win-win-win. We made a little bit of money, got our Unimog back in a nice bright vibrant red, and we got a matching baler. Didn't actually intend on it being a matching baler, but well, it is, so we can live with that, I'm sure. But don't worry, this should now go quite quickly. I don't need to pick up every little tiny bit either. I'm not going to pick up anything around the headland, because, well, that would just be pointless. A waste of time. Get a couple of bales out of it at most. So we get these out of the way. I also would like to take this opportunity to apologise for the lack of videos over the last couple of days. It's been a couple of days without any videos. The reason for that is because I've been rather ill. I mentioned it in the previous videos and it just kind of kept getting worse. And I wasn't able to make any videos for a few days there. I'm still not 100%, so if you hear me sniffling or coughing, or if I just sound like a weirdo, more than I do anyway, then that is why. It's because I'm still dying, but I'm dying a little bit less. I have more of a cough than a cold now, which is just as inconvenient, but can't justify having another day off, as this is being recorded on Saturday, which is actually my live stream day, so I can't not do a live stream today. Not after me just starting them like that. It would be wrong. But while I was away, I also got some new mods. One of which you may have noticed that the camera keeps jumping around a little bit strange, and the tractors, you might have noticed already, but they drive a little bit differently. I have the keyboard steer mod to try and accommodate the fact that I don't have a steering wheel yet, but I do plan on getting one in the next couple of days. There's a local computer shop that is closing down and has a very attractive sale on. So I think that merits a little wander down there to see if I can pick myself up something half decent that would improve the quality of my videos. But I will just carry on with this as if nothing was happening. Having a few technical issues there, I do apologise about that. I dropped the headset clean off my head, but hopefully I'll edit that out in the video before I post it. If I remember. I never remember to actually edit things. But yeah, this is going quite quick. With the bigger baler as well, it's should only take us but a few more minutes to get this done. I don't know how long this episode's going to be, but it's going to be finishing this off. and I'll probably wrap the majority of the bales off camera, which seems to be the appropriate thing to do, because that sound is just irritating, even for me, let alone to watch an entire video of it. But saying that, the beeping is also my favourite sound in the whole world. I think I could benefit from getting the round baler auto unload, or just start making square bales, but obviously I can't wrap square bales, unfortunately. Well, actually I can, I have a mod that would allow me to do it, but I haven't announced that one yet, so I never said anything there. I'll come back to that in a future episode, not too far away. But in other news about my other series, the West Coast is unfortunately come to an abrupt end. The save file is completely corrupt and I cannot repair it. So the West Coast is unfortunately not going to continue any longer. There will in fact not be any more videos on that, which I am personally really rather not happy about, because I was just starting to get somewhere with it. We had plenty of fields, we just bought more fields, but it's fine. I will in fact replace it with something else, but I don't know what yet. A few things I'm working on off camera, maybe one of those will make an appearance. And I have a few ideas written down as well, so we'll just see what comes of it. But it won't be continued. I'm also working on making my live streams a little bit better, specifically around the start of them. Instead of me sitting there doing nothing while I set up the live stream, you'll have something to look at, I hope. If I can get it to work, then hopefully we'll have that. I'll get it to work eventually, it's just hopefully I get it to work immediately. I've got my doubts, but we can try. So as you can see, this is going much quicker now that we're not being bogged down. Maybe all we needed was the Unimog. I actually think, I haven't actually watched Dagwin's videos that have his Unimog in it, because I've been so under the weather, basically just not been doing anything. I think this may actually be the same mod that he uses. Apologise about my coughing there. I'm not 100% sure, because like I said, I haven't looked at it myself, but going by the thumbnails and things that I've seen of his videos, it looks like it's the same mod. That would be quite interesting if it was. He usually has a very good taste in mods anyway. So if this is the mod he's using, then it's obviously the one I should have been using from the start anyway. But not to say that the other mod wasn't good, but this one is just that little bit better because it has the sides on it, which I can actually, if I just show you here, I can lower all the sides independently or collectively, which is very fun. The only thing that I don't like about this mod is it doesn't have the little icon down the bottom where the implements are, which is a little bit... nah, it's nothing really. It's just one of those things. But anywho, almost done here. We've got less to do than we've done, so that's always a bonus, and we'll get some bale wrapping on the go right after this. I'm going to use the tractor to wrap the bales though, because I don't want to overuse the Unimog today. I have made some adjustments to how I see the game. I'm not sure if it's reflected on how the game is recorded, but it certainly is of much better quality for me to actually view the game. So if the video does look different, that'll be why. If it looks exactly the same, then obviously the changes that I've made are just on my end and not in the recording side, which is fine. But if the game does look a little bit brighter, that'll be why. Maybe a little bit too bright, but we'll see. Let me know what you think in the comments. But today, I actually plan on getting this video rendered and uploaded today, and possibly the next one as well, because immediately after this one I'm going to record the next episode. My plan is to get them recorded and sent over to my other computer, because I have a very posh setup with slightly janky cables connecting computers together for a slightly, you know, it's probably not a good idea. I should probably get something a bit better to do it, but I send it over to my other computer to do things like rendering, so that I can carry on with whatever it is I want to at that particular moment. Which in the case of today would be I get these rendered, and while they're rendering I should be live streaming Pacific Farm, which is the plan. Which, in case you haven't watched it, that is my live stream only map, where I'm turning Pacific Inlet Logging, I believe the original map is called, into what I'm calling Pacific Farm. Basically just cutting down all the trees, making my own fields. I did quite a lot of looking into it, and I can't seem to be able to place animal enclosures in-game. It just doesn't seem to be a thing that I can do, which isn't ideal, but we'll just have to go without animals. I may be able to get chickens, but of course there's nowhere to buy the animals, so it kind of makes it somewhat pointless. So we'll just go for land creation and agriculture, like basic agriculture. I've done a little bit of that map off camera as well, between live streams, because that's what I said I'd do. And yeah, hopefully you have tuned in to watch it, because I don't expect this video to be out by the time I'm live streaming that. But we will find out. If you haven't watched it, then it will become available to watch immediately after the live stream, or if it is available just now as a live stream, feel free to head over and watch it. If you've watched this video and you've headed over to the live stream, then send me a message in the comments. Just tell me you've watched this video, and just to say hello and things like that. A little bit of viewer interaction is a good thing. But we've got rain forecast, so I want to get this done, well, like now, basically. Now, we've got a lot of machinery in this field, and a lot of machinery next to this field too. So it's going to be an interesting one to get things away from here. Pardon me. But we will do our best, probably in the next episode, that things like that happen. But for now, we're nearly finished baling, so just a few more rows to do, windrows here, and then we'll get on with that wrapping, as I like to call it, making a giant toilet roll. He used to know, a friend of mine's child used to actually call bales cows at toilet roll, so it's just a little alteration of that. Yeah, so I'm not even going to bother with this headland area, the bar, what I've picked up while turning. I may leave a bit here once I'm full. Yeah, it's going to be this little bit left. There's no point picking it up. Just turn everything off, close the baler down, and head out this way. We'll leave it over at the edge of the field. This Unimog, to end all Unimogs. I do like the sound it makes. And we'll go and jump in our slightly precariously parked doots. And we'll have to come in here at some point to get the... Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to buy that... not the header trailers. Where is it? Where is... There it is. Everything's slightly changed. I'm going to buy that little... this thing. I'll buy that. No. There we go. that's the one. Let's just have a look at what this says about these bales. It's got 72 hours before I should sell it. So, you can sell them straight away, but I'd rather let them ferment properly. So we'll just get a few of these done and out of the way. Get them all wrapped up. And God, that sound is terrible. We'll get them wrapped up and I'll do the rest of them off camera, and then we can come back for moving on to the next field, which is also going to be on the same in-game day, because I have a lot to do. If we have a look at the map here, we've got this field's planted, I believe. Yep, growing, that one's growing. This one's just grass, so I'm not worried about that one. But up here, field 25 is also growing. It's one of ours. And we're growing barley in it. I think it was, no, it wasn't barley, it was actually wheat we'd planted. So we've got some barley. We've got more barley that we'll need to plant. We're field 38 here that we need to do something with as well. It's just, everywhere is planted but that field, which is always a good sign. But I have been spending a little bit too much time in the menu there. I have a new mod. Well, it's not a brand new mod, but a new mod for me. It's a throwback mod, but if I push this button, it is the Credit Union of Hagenstead. So, as you can see, we have just a scary loan here. Very, yeah. So, obviously we can take out more of a loan, I think, but we can pay it back from here as well. This mod was very good for when you had to go to the bank, like a cash machine. But there's this here. The bank offers the possibility to buy, sell, and more importantly, lease fields. In the legend, green you own, yellow is leased, white is buyable, red is field mission available. Field mission active. The sale price comes up to 80% of the buying price. The lease price comes up to 6% of the sales price per additional 1% of the sales price as fee. So we can lease a field. So let's have a look here. We want a field. We want to see if we can lease a field. We're looking at here, let's see if we can lease just a little field. 65. See if we can find field 65. Right, we can lease it for 3.5 grand. So we've got 60 days remaining on that. So, useful. Right, we'll just leave the bank and get on with what we're doing. So we'll do something with that field, because we've just paid out that money to have use of it, so we might as well make use of it in probably the next episode, actually. Oops. Let's just keep chasing this bale. You can have it. Are you going to pick it up? There we go. So yeah, I think that will do us for this episode. I'll get the rest of these done off camera, and then you can join me for as soon as I'm finished this. But thank you all for watching, and you know the drill. Like this video if you did like it, subscribe to the channel if you want to see more like this, and don't forget to head over to my live streams when I'm online. But thank you all for watching, and I will see you again next time. Bye for now.